Trying to. All right, all right, all right. So, what's up, Sampson?
Hey, how's it going?
So this is Todd Atkins. I'm here with Sampson Tabbytite. It's kind of got a little bit of an echo in your car or whatever, but I don't know if it's. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, so first, I just kind of wanted to give you a chance to kind of introduce yourself to people that who may not know who you are. I just want to kind of give you a chance to introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Sampson Tabbytite. I'm an MMA fighter out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm actually born in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, which is about 45 minutes south of Tulsa. Uh, Looking to go pro. My next fight, March 26th. So I'm an up and coming amateur fighter and looking to take that next step.
Now, why did you decide to start out?
Huh?
Why did you decide to start out amateur?
To start out amateur?
Yeah.
Well, I just started fighting just to see where I was at, really. They had a local cardio kickboxing gym in my Okmulgee that I'm from, and he put on a Shamrock Showdown, like a little show or whatever. My friend's uncle, he got me on the show, and I got the kickbox, and I won. I didn't have a gym yet. I won. I think I fought on 3 of his shows and just did some little kickboxing shows, and I did good. And then uh, that's what really got me into amateurs. And then once I got to my gym where I'm at now, they encouraged me to, just take my time rather than just go ahead and go pro right off the bat. I can get my experience. I can get more knowledge because I didn't have nothing really. Just really athletic. I'm talented for it, so I was able to catch on quick, but I still didn't know anything at that time. So now everybody's backing me and they're encouraging me to go pro and take that next step now.
So is that talking about?
Huh?
Is that fourth talking about?
Well, it's Forza and the Factory Grappling Club. I started training at the factory when they were teamed up with Gerald Hurricane Harris. It's they were called HTC 918 at the time, and that's when I first started with them. I just recently started working with Leo over at Forza. I think I've been over there 4 or 5 months maybe, but he's been wanting me to come there for a while, and I finally got to be able to go there, and it's worked out really well. He's a great coach, and I enjoy adding him to the team and being part of his team, and looking forward to what we can accomplish together.
Now, kind of makes the decision.
Uh, the main person that really makes the decision is myself, obviously, but Dorothy Foss, she's been managing me and helping me out a lot. She's the one who pointed me in the direction of the factory when I first started fighting. So she picked me up. She's always been there for me. So that's who is helping manage my career as of right now. So she talks with my coaches, agrees on certain fights, or sees if I'm training or whatever. And just making sure I'm ready for whatever she brings.
Now, the amateur fight.
Huh?
How many amateurs you had?
I've had 17 altogether. With I've done a couple like amateur Muay Thai. I'm 1-1 in that. I went 3-1 in kickboxing, and then I'm 11-4. No, 7-4 in MMA now. After my last win.
So do you think your next pro fight will be a martial combat league, FCO?
No, no, it'll be freestyle cage fighting. I'll be making my pro debut for them March 26th. It'll be in Shawnee, Oklahoma, at the Heart of Oklahoma Expo.
26. You
Yeah, March 26th.
do you know?
No, I don't have an opponent yet, and I'm still debating. We're talking to my coaches, and I might drop to 125 to fight at pro. So we're still debating on that, and more than likely that's probably going to be the move, but we're just not positive on it yet.
Now, what's it working with Clay?
Working with Clay,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Like we always go at it. He's always pushing me. He's taught me a lot, like a lot, to be honest. Just it's crazy, especially our noon class over at the factory on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a lot of people in there, and me and Clay, we always get to go at it, and we always have a good roll.
So have he kind of given you any as being a pro?
No, just basically taking my time. He said as long as I'm training and I'm consistent with my training, I can make it to the top. That's all he says. Just stay consistent and stay diligent with my training, and I can make it.
Now, what year did you start training?
What year? It was, I think it was 2016, because I had my first fight when I was 21, and and then I fought for a whole year after that without a gym. So I think, yeah, that following year I started training. It was, I think, after my sixth fight. It was my first MMA fight. I fought Michael Billups out of Tulsa, and I fought him at River Spirit, and I thought I was good. Like I think I was three 3-1 going into the fight, or 4-1, something like that. And I forget what his record was, but it was my first MMA fight, and I had no grappling, I had no ground game or nothing, and I went in there, and I think I clipped him a little bit, and then he took me down, and he finally got me in the third, got me in the rear naked choke. It was just, ground game was totally different to me. I just never did it, and it was a crazy time. And then I think right after that, I started training over at the factory, and obviously it's worked out for me. I've My jujitsu and my wrestling has gotten really great lately, especially the last couple of years. I've been really able to dedicate myself to it.
Now, you said with your first fight. Why did you do it?
Huh?
Your first fight, you didn't have any do it that way.
Uh, it was just an opportunity. I didn't know what I was getting into at the time, and I was like, uh, what? Like, I wanted to see where I was at, to see how good. Because growing up, I fought all the time. Like me and my brothers would fight, and like we were go at it all the time. So that's pretty much where my toughness came from. And then just being athletic and stuff like that, I wanted to compete. I didn't compete a lot in high school in sports and stuff like that because moved around a lot, foster care, stuff like that. So I didn't get that chance to really compete. So when I first started getting a chance to train, and or not even train, I had a heavy bag in my backyard that I hit and watched martial arts movies and always wanted to do it. And so I got the opportunity, and that's pretty much what started it.
But how did you opportunity if you weren't trained?
Huh?
How did you get when you weren't?
Oh, well, it was just like I worked at this job, and my friend, his uncle used to manage fighters, Jerry Deere, and like his uncle fought. They had cousins and stuff that fought. They were all in it. They would travel to Louisiana and stuff like that, and with a team of fighters, and they would all fight. And I was talking to my buddy. I was like, man, I just want to get an opportunity or something. Like I said, they had a cardio kickboxing gym this dude owned in Omogi and called Patty's Kickboxing, and it they put on this show at the Tulsa RV Ranch before it was a Beg's Pick and Pull or whatever, and it was called the Shamrock Showdown, and they put I think 4 shows on, and I fought on 3 of them. But yeah, he put it on, and like he was just looking for fighters to fill the card basically, and I got on there. I'm from Omogi. I lived in there, so I got to go up there and talk to him. And my friend's uncle, he actually called the dude and said, "Can I get a fight on?" Like he was trying to pitch him. He pitched the dude, me to the guy, so that I was able to actually get on there. So Jerry Deere's really the one that got me my first fight.
So you just kind of it might be in based
Yeah,
the training you done.
yeah. I just wanted to basically see where I was, and I did good. I won in the first round. Like I said, I got power. I did work out all the time. It wasn't like I am now. I wasn't training. I just worked out. I ran. I was just like I was always in the gym lifting weights, so I was strong at the time. And now that I'm looking back on it, I would definitely join the gym quicker and be more diligent with it. Like I said, the last few years, I've really seen my mental, uh, like just being aware of everything, really advanced just the last couple of years. My last 3 fights, I think, have been my best as far as being ready.
Hmm. So when you decided pro, was it like your last didn't have a chance, but how did it go?
It went good. Uh, Going into the fight, I wanted to use my stand up a lot more. I figured the guy was a grappler. From what I've seen, I didn't get to catch a lot of his footage. He didn't have a lot of social media, so I didn't really know nothing about him. And then I seen his videos, and he shot for the takedown a lot. So I was like, well, he's gonna shoot for the takedown. I'll just stay on the outside, use my stand up and whatnot. Well, I tried to do that. He kind of initiated the clinch a little bit, and once we got in the clinch, I got my arms wrapped around him. I was able to get a little trip and to get in his half guard, and I basically held him there and was able to land little shots here and there in the first round. But he was holding on. He tired his arms out. Second round, it kind of did the same thing. We squared off. I tried to initiate, like throw some jabs, a front kick, and then we kind of tied up again. I got him with the same trip, and then I was able to posture up and land some ground and pound until the ref stopped it. So I didn't take no damage. I didn't really take no hits or anything. So everything went great.
So you felt like based off that it was time to go pro.
Yeah. This was more of a. I was supposed to go pro before, but I had dealing with an injury, and I was injured pretty much half last year, and I didn't know how my injury would do when I got back. So I did my grappling match, and then all my coaches agreed to do at least one more amateur fight, so I agreed to that. And then so I did the grappling match, and then I did the AGF tournament here in Tulsa, and then like I wanted to go pro after that, but I got offered this amateur fight, and everybody agreed one more amateur just to see where I was at. And I got in there. I did did what I was supposed to do, and got the win. And everybody agrees that it's time for me to go pro. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Now, what did you think of Martial Combat League?
Uh, I like Martial Combat League. Like that, everything, the whole experience was really great from beginning to end. Dylan, he messaged me. He, helped me out a lot. I haven't known him very long. I didn't know of him, but I know he's been around, and I've talked to him a few times. And he's always, from my perspective, always been a good dude. And with the whole show, like the production team, the posters, the videography or whatever, all of it just felt professional and felt good. It was one of my favorite promotions to fight for and compete for.
Yeah, so kind of looks like it's got a good future.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely, for fighters that are just getting started, if you're not used to the lights and stuff like that, it'll get you there. And I just felt like he put on a great show. As I did the grappling match on his show, the his second show. I couldn't get a fight on there, but he set me up with a grappling match. And so instead of being worried about getting punched in the face all the time, I was able to actually sit and enjoy and watch the show too. And yeah, he puts on a great show. The whole league.
Was there a good crowd?
Yeah, it was a pretty good crowd. It was a pretty good crowd. I got a lot of friends that are from Shawnee too, so I was able to have a lot of people from come for me too.
Now, what is Oak?
Huh?
What is Okmulgee where you're from?
What is it like?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, well, if you talk to a lot of people that know of Okmulgee like that, or that are not from Okmulgee, like a lot of people talk down on it. It's not a really good town per se, but there has its perks. Like I said, I grew up in it. I have friends there, family that live there, and I still go down there from time to time to visit. But it's not somewhere I live. They've definitely done a lot more for the town since I've left. Like they built a skate park for the kids. But like when I grew up, like I remember we had a skating rink. I don't know what happened. It got taken away. The bowling alley got taken away. There was a lot of stuff that was for kids that got taken away. So I felt like, a lot of kids got sucked into drugs or violence and stuff like that. And I didn't really get into it like that. Even my brothers, I got brothers that got sucked into it and arrested and everything like that. It's just I had to get away. I want to give back eventually. That's why I'm trying to do what I do and try to make it really, because there's really not a lot of role models and stuff from that town, and I'm trying to eventually be able to give back.
Yeah, it's mostly, isn't it, like native area? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a capital of Muskogee Nation. I'm a Muskogee citizen. Um, I'm also Kiowa, Comanche, and a bunch of other stuff. I think I'm a quarter Irish. I'm mixed, but yeah, I'm enrolled under Muskogee Nation. And then, like I said, that's the capital. There's a lot of native communities there. Not and like I just want to help out. I was actually in a group home in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and I want to eventually be able to do something kind of like that. Like, because growing up, I had six siblings. Well, I ended up going into foster care when I was 10, and we all eventually got separated. We stayed together for a little while, but all got separated for about 3 years. And like, I want to do something to where I can help siblings stick together for the most part. I want to do like a sibling type of group home eventually when I'm older and can do something like that.
Yeah, it's difficult that have been in the system stress
Yeah.
age out.
Yeah, yeah, that too. Because like if you don't got no family, it's really hard like to do anything. And then if you don't get, I don't know, just like I said, I was lucky to get out of where I'm at. Like I have a brother that's in prison right now, a younger brother. My baby brother was in prison, but like they're learning. I talk to them all the time, and they're doing good now. And my baby brother just had his daughter on the 18th, so we're excited about that. And he's, like I said, he's grown a lot since then, and I'm hoping he can, turn his life around. They're both turning their life around whenever my younger brother gets out. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I
So
worked at in Tulsa for a little, so I was around a lot. So I was wondering, how did you stay until you?
no, I was only in foster care for like 3.5, 4 years, from 10 to I think, almost 14,
Uh,
I believe. My mom and dad had both went to prison. They made mistakes and they had to go, but my mom got back uh, as soon as she was able to. She got out, uh, did all the classes, did everything she needed to, and then she got us back and raised us, and well, raised us as best she can. And actually she lives with me now and takes care of my kids and stuff like that. She's great, and like she's been through a whole lot. Like if I can look up to anybody, it's my mom, be, just because of how much she endured and what she's overcome in her life. Like,
yeah, how do you think they do? Because a lot of kids. Why do you think you were managed?
hold on, it's cutting out a little bit.
What I said is, a lot of kids can't as they're coming foster care. Yeah.
Yeah,
How did you do it?
I don't know. I like it was just something that you just gotta. It's easy to slip, into a bad habit or a bad anything really. I could have just took the wrong path. It just takes it's not a lot really. But I don't know, just one little mishap. You're in the wrong place, wrong time, or you're just you just get caught up in the wrong crowd, and you just take the wrong influence. It really I just luckily I stayed in church for a long time. Like that's where I grew up. I was a youth leader for a little bit. Uh, my belief system is diff. Like I'm struggling with my own belief system right now, but growing up, I grew up Christian. I grew up in the church, and so that kept me out of a lot of trouble. But it's just making that choice to uh, stay out of trouble and to do better.
Yeah, Nick, know, from Oklahoma, you know, and that's why I was asking Oklahoma because I know from Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah. I seen you did a
Yeah,
interview with my buddy Nate.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I haven't Oklahoma from time to time, and so that's why I was wondering Oklahoma sort of.
yeah, yeah. That's it. I grew up in Omogi. I didn't go to high school there, but I went to Wilson my freshman year. Then I went to Morris my sophomore year, and then I ended up dropping out. I got a job and started helping my mom and stuff pay bills. But I'm still working on my GED. I just haven't got around to it. It's not like I can't get it,
Mhm.
and I've never really had the need to. But with what I want to do in the future, I know I'm going to have to do that, and then probably go back to school eventually for something.
How many fights
How many fights
do you think you want
do you think you
in the next year?
next year?
Um, I'm trying to stay busy this year. Like I said, I already got my March 26th, my pro debut, set up. I'm looking to at least get three more for the year. At least I want to have a good record, but I want to take my fight seriously, and I want to be able to uh, make a name for myself. I don't want to just take back to back fights just because I can do that or I'm that type of person. I want to take the smart fights as well and make the right choices. Like I said, so it's not just me; it's my team, my manager, Dorothy, and then all my coaches. Whoever we agree on, whatever we agree on. I'm just trying to stay active, and as long as I'm healthy, I'm gonna try to fight this year.
Because
Because
having to try and
I was trying
fight for your mom and whoever else you're helping, does it feel like you
to feel like
more because of that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I want to fight more. Like this is what I want to do for a career. Like I don't. There's really not nothing else I can see myself doing. Like I I'm putting everything I have into this. I quit my job that I was at for like 6 years so that I could train full time. I'm still working out my schedule to where I can train full time, but adding Forza into it has really helped and get some of my time off. I'm still looking for something in the mornings or something like that. But I want to try and train like a professional fighter and show everybody that I can make it and I'm gonna make it. Like it's just a matter of time.
Now,
now
we were talking earlier,
talking
Native community. Nate, like some, strong ties to
about
the emotionally.
most
Yeah,
Could you ever see you
there
forming a team out there?
yeah, definitely, definitely. I definitely want to work something out. I've been thinking about because Sundays like today I don't really do a whole lot, and I know there's a couple gyms down there. They got prowess, jujitsu. Uh, that's the only one that I know of. I know Chase Nunn. He's a good dude. He went to school in Omogi and wrestled there. And like it'd be cool to do like a seminar or like do like a class on Sundays just for the kids or just community or something like that. Eventually, like I don't know if I can do it right now, and I want to eventually talk to people about it, actually doing something like that. But I'd definitely be down to help and at least go out in the community and talk to some of the youth.
Now that you're
now that you're
time, like what schedule like? Wise?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much a stay-at-home dad too, so I wake up in the morning, I take my oldest boy to school, and then I come home. I make breakfast. My youngest, he's 3. He doesn't have school yet, so he stays at home with my mom while I train. Like I'll make breakfast when we get home from dropping him off at school. Then my youngest will eat. I'll hang out with my mom for a little bit, and then I try and work out. I normally train at noon, Tuesdays and Thursdays at the factory, or Tuesdays and Thursdays are my jujitsu nights. And days I go noon and at 7 p.m. So I do 2 days. And then Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays I try to do uh, in the evenings go to Forza from 6. I'm there from 6 to about 9:30 ish. So I'm there for like 3 hours. Uh, Mondays and Wednesdays, and Fridays we do like MMA class, 5, and then they got 6:30 class that I do too. And then Saturdays I get sparring. I go to the factory from 10 to 11. Then I rush over to Forza and I'll get some more rounds over there from 11:30 to about 12:31. So I'm pretty much Monday through Saturday. I'm trying to stay busy. Sunday I might do some jump rope or shadow boxing or something like that, something light.
Now, when you start Theo, what effect you had on your game as far as developing?
Um, he's definitely helped my stand up a whole lot and my cardio because the pressure, like his fighters and the fighters there are all pressure fighters, and like I'd be good for when I first started going there. I'd be good for the first few minutes of sparring or whatever, or first couple rounds of sparring, and then like it's just the constant pressure. Like they don't get tired. They're constantly moving forward, or and then the leg kicks. I wasn't used to that. I had uh my boy Christian. He got me in the leg quite a few times, and I wasn't used to it at the time, so it started wearing on me. I'm getting like he's helped me out a lot with my conditioning, leg conditioning, just striking in general. I didn't have a lot of pad work before I went there. A lot of my MMA game was grappling based MMA, and which that was my weakest point at the time. So I developed that. I got better at that, and I'm no longer worried about the ground. Whereas I can start developing my striking more now too. And he's just really getting a lot more technical and adding a lot more weapons to my arsenal as far as standing up. Like used to, people just had to worry about me throwing the overhand right, like because I had power, I could hit them, but that's all I looked for. And now I'm just, I can throw kicks, I can throw knees. I'm turning pro, so I can throw elbows now. I got a lot more that I can do now rather than just the right hand.
Now, who cornered you fought in martial combat?
Leo, he wrapped my hands and did everything else, and then Coach Danny DeMoss from the factory. I had one person from each gym there, and yeah, he was my jiu-jitsu and ground coach there.
So the factory's still ground based.
Yes, the factory is called the Factory Grappling Club. So yeah, it's more ground based than anything. We do striking and MMA, but majority of it is ground based, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, stuff like that.
Now, who or there? Did you just know Theo from before?
Um, I think Leo actually reached out to me, and I think he just liked the way I fight, and he told me that he's like, there's not a lot of fighters that are like you, and if you ever want to train, you can come over here. And that was years ago, and I forget which fight that was, but I remember him reaching out to me, and I think I went over there and I sparred one time, and I just couldn't be consistent going back until now, or recently. He reached out, or actually Nick O'Brien. I seen Nick O'Brien. He invited me out, and I started going there and training there, and that's pretty much how I started there. And I haven't left, and it's really helped me out a lot just being in that type of environment. And then they have a lot of fighters that are more my size and stuff like that too. Where the factory, there's a lot of bigger. I think I'm the lightest guy there.
Yeah, I mean, I tried when I was like in my 20s, like 2005.
Yeah,
I was here for a few months before I went back to Hawaii, and there were a lot of big guys there then. That
yeah,
gym, yeah, there was. And Clay, as far as like grapplers and that I train with, yeah, I think he's probably the guy I've trained with, here in
yeah,
this area.
yeah. Clay's a beast. Like, and just he's been doing it for so long. His knowledge of the game and just the little tweaks and stuff that he can add to your game is really awesome. And then also I got Daniel Roberts. He's one of the coaches there. That's really good. Danny DeMoss, he's a black belt out of there. Then we got Charlie Mills. We got a bunch of high level grapplers that are out of there and just really help you out.
Now, when you first went to Forza, like, what was the first thing you had that they had you work on?
Well, I think I just went for sparring was the first thing, and right away, the leg kicks were definitely one of the things that I noticed because it was like everybody threw leg kicks, and my legs weren't conditioned for that, and man, it started hurting.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing in the higher in MMA now. It's important for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like just getting used to it. I remember like I had to wear a pad on my leg for a little bit because I still wanted to train, but my leg was just every time it get touched, it wanted to give out. But so Leo got me like a leg guard to wear, and I was still able to use that. But uh, yeah, leg kicks.
Yeah, I mean, but it is good. A lot of people are throwing the low calf kick now, and it's becoming a lot more prevalent in MMA.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And I think that was the first time I ever lost was my leg kick. So I'm not trying to do all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, did you watch any box? Not example.
No, I didn't get to catch any of them. I was wanting to, but I just didn't have time.
Because they had UFC knuckle.
The what?
They had
Oh,
knuckle,
bare knuckle fighting championships.
yeah, knuckle man. Too. I watched.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good, actually.
yeah. I caught some of the highlights. I was really looking forward to that. I just didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
I got to download that bare knuckle app
Yeah.
so that I can watch it.
Nate was in Knuckle Mania.
Yeah, yeah, I seen that. I seen that. That was cool. He's been there a couple times, watching them events.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tampa now in the area where he's
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah. It's like every there's shows everywhere down there.
Mhm.
Like every weekend, every day.
It seems that way. But we know you got the fight. Do you have anything else?
Not as of yet. We're trying to. I'm trying to stay busy. So my manager said something about a bigger opportunity in May, depending on how busy I want to stay. So we're gonna see how this fight goes, March 26th. Like I said, we're still waiting on an opponent, and I'm gonna see where that goes. I should find out hopefully this week, and then I'm gonna focus. I just want to focus on one fight at a time.
Well, as we're down, I wanted to get an opportunity, like for people that are watching this, if there's something you want, if they want to follow you, or if there's something you want to leave them with.
Yeah. My name is Sampson Tabbytite. Y'all can follow me here on Instagram. I do got a Facebook page. It's just Sampson Tabbytite. SampsonTabbytite. I turned pro March 26th in Shawnee, Oklahoma for freestyle cage fighting. So just keep an eye out on me because I'm coming to the top.
All right, so I appreciate you taking to do this, and I'd like to talk to you after the fight if possible.
Definitely, definitely.
So it's great talking to you, great meeting with you, and like I said, I appreciate you doing this. I couldn't do these interviews without people that would do them, so I appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. It gives fighters and just people in general a platform to get out there and speak their mind.
All right, well, I would look March 26th, and we'll catch up with you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good meeting you. Take care.
Bye.